Vega Squadron's turn to battle.
Well, folks, as you can probably hear, we've got the next game
Vega
coming up.
Squadron's
Fantastic Five
turn
versus
to
Vega
battle.
Squadron. It's going to be Fogged joining me. Thank you. How you doing? You recovering from those games?
Yeah, they were pretty long. They were good games though. Overall,
Dire
everything
team
was
battle.
pretty close today compared to yesterday. It was pretty much stomp games over and over and over. And today, it's at least the Europe games are progressing, even though they're 80 or 90 minutes long. It's better than watching a 15-minute stomp.
Yeah. Better than, what we're getting elsewhere. Either way, folks, let's get into it. Fantastic Five
Vega
very much
Squadron's
still in
turn
it,
to
and
pick.
Vega, unfortunately, I believe, are out. They cannot advance,
Dire
but
team pick.
they could affect the lives of Fantastic Five if they can take a win here,
Yeah.
knock them down. So
Yeah, Fantastic Five is already leading the pack, 5-2 up there with
Vega
No
Squadron's
Diggity or
turn
Escape
to
Gaming,
pick.
whichever one you want to call them. Probably Escape because that is their sponsor, so show some respect. But yeah, this is pretty much just Vega trying to mess up the groups at this point and maybe just feel a little bit better about themselves because they did struggle quite a lot in this qualifier.
now
10
you've been
seconds
in.
remaining.
I don't know if you've been in this exact position, but I think you'd have more insight in it. When you're
5
here,
seconds remaining.
obviously you know you're out. Do you play as hard as possible? Do you actually want to
Reserve
affect the
time.
groups, or do you just kind of like, look, we're just gonna try to get our day done?
I guess it depends on how much
Dire
how friendly
team
they are with the other players on the other team too, and how friendly they are with the other teams that are still making it. Like, a lot of teams still take it a bit seriously, but there's also the type of segment where other teams are just like, you know what, let's just pick Pudge and whatever the hell we want. But I don't think Vega will go that extreme route.
10
They are
seconds remaining.
still one of the better teams in the EU
Vega
qualifier. They just are in
Squadron's
the Europe
turn to
in Europe
battle.
in general, just because of like the way they've been playing beforehand. Just in this qualifier, they're just getting unlucky too, and they're just
Dire
not
team
playing as well as these teams. They're not adapting.
It definitely feels like they can play better. We've seen some problems from Vega synergy-wise earlier today. Either way, they're going to
Vega
open up with
Squadron's
IO
turn
Dazzle,
to
so they're
battle.
planning on living through everything. And we actually have a really fast draft compared to a lot of at least the ones we've seen on this stream. I don't know if you have any particular feelings coming out.
No, they're kind of just rushing through this one. The only ones that were, I guess, a bit of a shocker is like the
10
first
seconds remaining.
Alchemist ban, but Fantastic Five have been having
Dire
quite
team
a
pick.
good success on it, especially in their previous few games. Other than that, the bans look pretty standard. Of course, like the third floor Huskar terribly ban, that's just specific because there's a Wisp Dazzle. They don't feel like dealing with that, the Huskar especially. Yeah, Vega Squadron
10
banning out the
seconds remaining.
AA because they have 2 healers pretty much right away. The Death Prophet is well
5
banned.
seconds
The
remaining.
Death Prophet Earth Spirit's like pretty much a signature combo that people like to run. Fantastic Five especially.
Reserve time.
It's pretty solid there with Death Prophet banned out. Do you think... I don't know. Do you try to bother to do something about the Dazzle like we just saw Secret attempt with picking up the axe, or do you just say... Apparently you just say Tinker.
Ooh,
Vega Squadron's
that's a little early.
turn to pick.
but if it's in their comfort right now and if they feel confident with it, it's fine. These two supports are extremely squishy, and Tinker does scale to a point where he can burst people down, especially squishy heroes, extremely easily.
Dire team pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very early. It's interesting. The Earth Spirit Darkseer that's like super car. We've been seeing like the rise of the Darkseer,
Yeah.
especially just in like the NA qualifiers and in the EU qualifiers and like across the board everywhere.
Even in, I think it was Frankfurt,
10
Darkseer
seconds
had
remaining.
a 70% ban rate or something. It
Yeah.
was just people didn't
5
want to play
seconds
against it.
remaining.
Understood. Juggernaut, of course, coming out helps you heal, double heal with the IO. You got some nice synergy
Reserve
across the
time.
board. Really good sustain in general on Vega.
Yeah, the Juggernaut is a good hero versus the Earth Spirit and the Darkseer in general because he can obviously just spin it down when he needs to for the during the Ion Challenge. If the Earth Spirit overcommits with Rolling Boulder, you're always open to be able to just spin and kind of turn it on him. This could also leave options to, I mean, probably not versus a Tinker, but a mid-Juggernaut. It has been rising in popularity. This game, it could be unlikely, but it does make it quite ungankable to the Earth Spirit. And yeah, Healing Ward into Tinker is just something that people used to do, just that one extra thing to be able to break into Marching Machines, and with the Wisp being that bonus healer, it's good synergy.
Yeah. So, Fantastic Five taking quite a while on this next pickup. I know you do some drafting yourself sometimes. Would you prefer in this lineup to pick up the next support to hide your core? Get that as your last pickup since they do have
Winter
last pick?
Wyvern.
Yes.
Well,
No, I'm
yeah,
just
so
kidding.
no,
Vega
just if you want to break it down for the
Squadron's
viewers.
turn to pick.
No, for me, I haven't drafted in a long time actually. It's been quite a while, but picking up the second support here is definitely better. They've already see the Juggernaut matchup and everything too, so they can decide on their carry pick. Especially like the carry, saving that for last is super beneficial. And then picking up the Wyvern here, it's more burst, it's a lot more D-push, and I mean, it could just be for comfort. It's the Darkseer Winter Wyvern combo as well, which we've seen people use as a nice setup combo.
Yeah, it's going to be fat coming out of Vega. This is an interesting one, expecting it in the off lane. A couple people play it in mid though, so I'm not sure what the favored position is here for Vega.
Yeah, usually it's usually Mag playing it, but maybe they'll switch something up just because they are on that, you know, pretty much out of this run in the tournament. Maybe they'll be trying a few things. Maybe they'll see what they can do to change up and progress a little bit, since they are only 2-5 in this qualifier.
I know we sound so sad about it. It's not, you know, I really want to stress it was a hard group. It was a crazy group. It's
just sad, like, especially for me, like, looking at these players too. Like, Mag's been around for quite a while. He's been a pretty dominant offlaner. He struggled a little bit from time to time, but all 5 of these guys have been, like, they've been working their asses off, honestly, since they've picked up FN, and they've struggled to find their stride entirely. And this qualifier, like you just said, too, it's extremely hard.
Yeah, the especially, I guess, grueling part about this is there are some lands, actually quite a few between now and TI, but they've already been decided. So this kind of says that you're not, there will be online tournaments, but you're not participating in anything big until after TI, and maybe there'll be a shuffle. You look confused at this AM pickup.
So I guess it might just be that Juggernaut mid. So like I was saying, it's good versus the Earth Spirit Roam, but Anti-Mage has not been seeing that much success in this tournament. I casted one earlier. It ended up being like a 90-minute game with the Anti-Mage, or an 80-minute game with the Anti-Mage versus a Terrorblade. Anti-Mage actually ended up winning, but it was more so because they had an Elder Titan. But yeah, it's a little bit of a strange pickup here, but they feel like building up a dual core with the Juggernaut Anti-Mage into Fantastic Fives, kind of like a 0 core right now. I mean, Tinker's sure, he scales super hard in the later stages of the game, but versus an Anti-Mage and a Juggernaut, you might not scale as hard as they do.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. It's really greedy, I feel, right? You've got AM and Jug both wanting a lot of farm. Well,
alright, well that hero actually is quite bad, especially lately. Hasn't really been seeing too many games played on Phantom Assassin. It's gotten a recent buff where you can Blink Strike onto BKB units, which means you can also Blink Strike onto Ancients, so it can accelerate your farm quite rapidly, but the hero is overall quite weak, so I actually like Vega's lineup. I think Fantastic Five has been playing infinitely better, and I actually should have pointed this out before, but with the Winter Wyvern pick as well, it's very good at sniping the healing ward, so that's actually something that's good to point out.
Yeah, a nice way to deal with Jug some, but yeah, I really agree with you. Fantastic Five synergy, I'm not sure whether it was the fact that they were forced to play through those open qualifiers. They won the second open qualifier, so they actually lost, I believe, on the second day of the first one, and then they had to play it all again. I'm not saying you ever want to go through that gauntlet, but they played probably 30 games in those couple of days, right? And that probably does help your team synergy some.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy looking at both drafts. They both are heavily lacking in disable. The Earth Spirit is pretty much all the disable on the side of F5, Fantastic Fives, while on Vega's side, it's literally like the Bat Rider. He has Flame Break and Lasso. They have Mana Void, sure, for mini-stun, and not Omni-Slash doesn't mini-stun anymore. But yeah, they have Darkseer Vacuum, Winter Wyvern Curse, and then it's pretty much all in on the Earth Spirit to get a lot done. So I feel like they're putting a lot of eggs on the Yole basket to make a lot of space and make a lot of plays in this early game.
We might get to see a lot of TPs out. There's going to be the smoke for ward placing. Been seeing a lot of these. This is happening. This is what it's going to be. We're going to probably see
3 TPs.
Yeah.
Not even just 2 this time around.
We've been getting a crap ton, and right, it fluctuates. You'll have everybody TPing out, and then everybody realizes everyone's TPing out, and you kind of stop just going around.
Now instead of just the TP out, it's the smoke and then the TP out now to make sure that your wards don't get countered. So let's look at our predictions. Last player to be killed. What the hell is that?
As in the last. So I thought that was the last player to die in the entire game. What it means is the last player to die, as in the last person to take a death.
Last person to have like their first death.
Yeah, to have their first death. Sorry, that's the right way to explain it. That one's, I think, very hard. You normally put it on one of the carries.
Gonna close my eyes and click one probably.
Okay. Well,
Alright, let's go ahead and click on F. I'll do FN. Players who place the most observe rewards by 15.
30 seconds to battle.
Who's carrying warriors right now? Solo has one. Oh man, alright, whatever. Who cares? Just pick a support, right?
That one isn't even. That one isn't even fun.
That one you pick one of the 4 supports.
Yeah.
You know. Total number of smoke ganks. That's actually kind of bugged. The smoke gank one. It's working on assists as well. It seems so. That one's kind of hard to predict. But now we are going to see a little bit of a rune contest top. And wow, Fantastic 5 is actually pushed off of it. So Vega will secure themselves 2 runes.
Nicely done there. So actually, okay, I always get bored. Yo was thinking about it. Thinking about trying to do something fancy, but not going to be able to. And yeah, it will be that dual mid. Obviously, it's good sustain for no one, but just interesting to put it up against the Tinker, who will, of course, well, might not get the level advantage depending on how present the IO is.
Yeah, he should just probably stack. He didn't even cut the he didn't even cut the trees to do like double stacks at all, but I guess he just wants to emphasize on just dual laning a lot with the Juggernaut and maybe punishing BZZ if he oversteps his bounds at all because of the increased movement speed plus spin.
So checking out some other lanes because, well, we do already have the Iron Talon up on the docks here, so he's going to be off in the jungle. But Mag has come to lane with the Wind Blaze and now taking some Arctic Surge and the roll on in. The dagger too. Mag already below half health. Do they have the damage? Not quite. But he is, oh, very close. Drops down to below 50.
Yeah, almost dies. He thankfully has the salve if he wants to use it. And that's the one nice thing about PA. In laning phase, he's able to help out your supports without having to commit at all. You just throw the dagger while you're still CSing, so you don't have to miss anything, even though Illidan didn't. Illidan did miss, I think, 2 or 3 CS up there anyway.
It's Illidan. He'll make it back up later.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. He must have just stepped up a little bit, wanting to buy his Quelling Blade and his Magic Stick just to have the proper items to lane versus the Batrider.
Now, obviously, there's maybe a little bit of kill potential on the Tinker. If the Tinker's somehow out of position, you get the tether across or something and you help out. But I'm expecting this mid matchup to be pretty calm. Should it go somewhere else or some other way?
It should be pretty calm as long as Solo doesn't get out of position and if the Tinker doesn't get out of position. Basically, if Yol gets a nice roll on the Wisp and he's too far up, then that'll be the only way Fantastic 5 gets a kill. However, if BZZ is too far up, he can also die to the spin combo with the tether.
Look at how much they want these runes, and Yol getting some of that Blade Dance crit. Oh no, the roll up. There they go, just what you talked about. Yol not in the right position, and he's going to be our first blood.
Yeah, could have actually rolled a bit sooner, and he just kind of hesitated on it, but either way, good movement by Vega going for that top rune for sure to secure it.
We will be seeing Mag head into the jungle, so this makes life interesting now for the Earth Spirit. He is going to just hang out bottom for getting some experience, but places to gank kind of thin on the... his only option for ganking is mid now. Unless he wants to invade the jungle.
Yeah, it's really hard gank, like I was saying during the drafting phase. Like that's what makes it really hard for the Earth Spirit to really finding where to move. Bottom lane though, Seomu getting a little bit of pressure on him, but should be just fine.
Okay. Surge up, Yol. And Pasha actually coming back to the lane. I wasn't sure that he would, with it being the AM, but either way, it's going to be just fine. So, what is kind of go time on either side? Oh, okay, we're just casually spinning on Tinker. That's just no one thing.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird spin. He's not even doing it on the creep wave or anything to push the wave in. He just, I guess he thought that he could catch an opportunity, but both heroes are the same movement speed, so he has to be really on top of him to get that spin damage. However, he's farming perfectly fine. 14 and 8 on the Jug, while 9 and 4 on the Tinker. And as to your question, it's still a little early for them to really make too many moves. I think just Yol is going to walk around, keep eyes on the Batrider because he knows he's just straight up jungling, but probably just going to have a bit of an early, quiet early game.
Solo coming in with the spirits flying around just saying hello. Probably going to try to stack some stuff up. So, as you said, pretty calm.
Yep, just Fantastic 5 should just be camping the 2 or 3 man camping both runes just to make sure that the Wisp doesn't always fill his bottle. And that is what they're going to do. Winter Wyvern top rune, 2 people bottom rune. And it is an arcane rune, real rune top.
Yeah, Tinker doesn't have a bottle out yet, so it's a bit hard, but he'll go for the arcane.
Yeah. I think it's the right play. You need boots in that lane ASAP.
Yeah.
And oh, he actually is gonna get run down here.
Oh no, we'll see. He's got a Wyvern to try and help out. He drops the mod. Solo getting very low here. Do they have the damage? Yes, they'll manage to bring him down. And
Nice
now no
rotation.
one in a bad spot. He drops out that little kitten, but as you told, well, we're just gonna knock it down, and there's a laser.
Very nice rotation from Yol.
Good job coming in, and also RMN. So let's talk about the other carries for a second here, because we do have Illidan and the AM both free farming. Who do you think, which side does this benefit more, given their lineups?
I mean, they can't really contest either one, so it's perfectly fine for both teams right now. Like, there's no way that the Darkseer can really put too much pressure on the anti-mage. He might be able to slow down his farm a bit, but doing that as a Darkseer, it's like the trade-off isn't worth it. You might as well just go to your own jungle and just farm it, and then when you see opportunities to get lane XP bottom, but both are just fine with, like, both teams are perfectly fine with this happening. There's nothing that can really be done to change it up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
FN just having fun on bottom, gonna drain a little bit of mana, be aggressive down there. I'm not sure, I'm guessing we've been seeing quite a few Battle Furies, but obviously there was a time when a few people were picking up that Vanguard instead, so we'll see what FN ends up going.
Yeah, this game he could probably go for that type of build because he does have that security with the Juggernaut, also has his carry, but I think FN tends to just like to go for that Rush Battle Fury build normally.
Well,
Here
back.
we go again, the Rune Battle.
Yeah. As you talked about really going for, they actually already have the healing ward up. There's the roll in, Solo getting very low, healed up there by the Dazzle Summon. There's the Shallow Grave, so won't really be taking him down today. Yol just trying to TP away the AM with the ult to stop him. And they also managed to pick off the dogs here.
Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
Vega just responding with more heroes,
Radiant's
outnumbering
top tower is under attack.
Fantastic 5 at the Rune, but Tinker getting a little bit of space, and in the meantime, Illidan and RMN are able to pressure that top tower off of that opportunity.
How long are these rune battles going to happen for? Because obviously you talked about you want to make sure the IO doesn't get them, but at some point, especially with the fact that Vega just brought 4 to that lost engagement, you got to, if you're Fantastic 5, say, okay, we're not willing to commit everyone, or you do have to.
Yeah, just during laning phase, that'll probably be the last battle we see at the Rune for quite a while, at least in that type of situation. Illidan now actually getting gone, and he doesn't have the Phantom Strike up. He used it aggressively, and he's going to drop.
Yeah, he didn't have a good time there, especially with Mag flapping in. So, nice pick off there. I'm liking what Vega's showing us. They'll also get the tower tonight.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more prepared, a little bit ahead of F5, except for that one play at the top rune where the Earth Spirit, Wyvern, and Tinker all made the rotations. Other than that, yeah, Vega looks to be just one step ahead than F5 at this point.
I also wonder how much this has to do with these teams from the same region. They might be sprint partners and just a bit more comfortable with each other than with some of the other opponents Vega has faced.
Yeah, these guys definitely know each other pretty well.
So really, well, hopefully Vega can redeem themselves somewhat,
I mean,
even if they are out.
Pasha was Vega's carry, so him playing the offlane into his old team's short lane is actually pretty funny and pretty ironic.
Well, Yol just going to continue trying to soak up in the bottom lane, and FN still hasn't showed us. I want to know. He finished off the treads instead. Well,
and there's the purse. Yeah.
So it is going to be the Battle Fury. Just a nice and calm. Yeah, oh, Omni slash up onto BZZ, and he gets picked off again. And yeah, not much to say about that. Just a nice pick there.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well. That's actually his first death, but yeah, he's doing quite well. He's letting his levels of March. He doesn't actually have any stacks to fall back on, so he needs to watch his positioning next time, especially when the Omni slash is up.
Yeah, maybe just not expecting such aggression coming out of Juggernaut, but neither handle that. Yeah, this is kind of funny that Vega are actually looking really good in their laning phase here, unlike they had been in some of the earlier games. But
yeah, this looks like a different Vega that I saw yesterday, at least.
And their earlier games today as well. Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to catch those, unfortunately, but they look like they have a game plan in mind, and everything seems to be kind of going in their favor for now.
Getting really close to that Blink Dagger. Most likely we'll go for the smoke on afterwards. Well,
Dire's bottom
Pasha,
tower
he's
is
been
under
doing some
attack.
jungling when the lane's not favorable. There's not too much. I mean, there's not too much going on, as you said. Both teams kind of sitting back and farming. When do you want on for Fantastic 5? Do you just wait for Tinker, get the bots, have Tinker start to push out the lanes, or keep farming towards the blink to do that, or do you actually want to fight anytime soon?
Fighting is probably a bit out of the question just for now, because especially they don't have Darkseer's mech is still quite a bit of ways. Illidan's going for kind of like a farming build. He has a, it looks like he's going for a Helmet Dominator. Maybe once they get the supports, or at least one of the supports level 6, they can make a movement toward that bottom safe lane with the Ion Shell on the PA and Mag. Looking for the Tinker. They know he's jungling. He's tethered up on Bat, but they're gonna have to dive pretty hard if they want to go for that. Yeah, they definitely don't. Maybe now they're gonna get grabbed out. Stun on Mag.
Oh, they managed to catch him here, but nothing else now to stop him from leaving, and don't really want to get into a tangle with no one. So both sides again just disengaged there. So, on the upside for Fantastic 5, they're while being 2,000 gold.
Oh my god.
Oh well, yeah, that's gonna happen sometimes.
I think he was still weaved up, so like the third slash of the Omni Slash barely even had to hit him and he was already dead. So not sure what really happened. It just like no one literally just walked up to him and Omni Slashed him. So a little bit of a mistake there from Yol, but now they know that Omni Slash is at least on cooldown. And the Wisp picks up his Tome of Knowledge, so he's level 6, so they have Relocate online, and Fantastic 5 really needs to be aware of that.
On the upside, they did just get the 6 on the Wyvern, so if they see a Relocate coming, that's one tool to deal with it. And you're trying to get the tower tonight away from no one, but not going to be able to. So maybe it could do something. Maybe might want to go, no, just a Wyvern coming in, so probably doesn't want to go for the Eye. They actually have Wyvern smoked up, so they want to aggressively use this Winter's Curse, it looks like. But where is the rest of Fantastic 5?
Yeah, they need everybody else to come in and rotate. Smoke is broken. Looks like he was trying to get the curse off there, but I don't think the Juggernaut will kill the Wisp alone with the curse right now.
Yeah.
They probably need at least one more hero. Maybe if he's overcharged, but
Kind of odd. I think the bigger thing than Vega feeling very close together is that Fantastic 5's feeling super disjointed. Like they're not 100% sure where they should be. That Wyvern smoke feeling a bit off. The Earth Spirit being caught out in mid. Well, they'll try to go in onto solo. There's going to be the roll. A bit off the long, running right into no one, but they managed to stun both of them. The Magnetize and the vacuum back doing a good amount of damage. They've got solo. The spin stops the rockets from doing damage. Illidan still chasing after Sioma, who pops a very early Shallow Grave to make sure the TP works, but instead, they'll be the Winter's Curse, and they manage to bring Sioma down.
yeah, nice invasion play there by Fantastic 5. Recognizing, you know, they did recognize that there is the Wisp with the Relocate, so they need to group up and make some plays. They go into the enemy jungle with their ward already previously placed, catching a really nice kick from Yol, getting a 2-man stun, and they net the kill on the Dazzle and on the Wisp. They had to blow both supports' ultimates, but either way, that's super worth it. Darkseer had just picked up his Arcanes and pretty much majority of his mech, and now he's gonna have it finished up very soon.
Blink Dagger
Mid
sighting.
lane.
Oh, they're going for Yol. There's the Relocate as well to make sure they have the damage, and Juggernaut will pick up another quick kill.
Yeah. Fantastic 5's lineup takes a little bit of time to just like pick up their pace. They need the levels on the supports, which they now have. Illidan, I mean, PA overall as a hero takes quite some time to be able to do anything. Same thing along with the Tinker. And Darkseer just needs his mech timing, which he's actually on point with. And now,
Okay, Omni Slash and a spin. There's no saving DZZ. The real question is, can no one get out just okay? They could. Oh, they can't get in range for the Arctic Burn. Oh, the creep is helping out though. Come on, Illidan, crit again. The Shallow Grave comes out instead. And there they go. They've got FN working onto RM, and he has that ult there. But Yol coming in, trying to stun some people up and silence them. Now Illidan working onto Mag. He'll go down. An Arctic Burn that leads right back to the Wyvern for FN to blow him up. And
last player to be killed. I got it right.
you did?
Yep.
Well done.
I picked FN. I did the right choice. I figured anti-mage wouldn't really die. There's not that much lockdown. Good stuff. They got a nice aggressive ward, and right away it pays off. They get the Omni Slash kill with the Juggernaut. They get a couple kills for the anti-mage. And it almost looked like RMN wasn't really looking at his hero when the Omni Slash actually went off, because he had almost like a half second or a full second window to cold embrace him right away before the Omni finished. Either way, good opportunity seized from, I have to stop saying that. I call myself saying it before. Opportunity seized. I said it like 6 times during one
you
game
don't tell
before.
the viewers. It's like how
I notice
say,
it. It triggers
yeah,
me.
I have similar things when you've been casting for a while. You get the phrases. I wanted to ask you, we've been seeing this trend of teams getting really surprised by very aggressive cores kind of coming, and I think that's what happened here. You don't normally expect the solo Jug to just be in your jungle to Omni Flash.
Exactly.
So I'm wondering, is that a shift you're seeing all over Dota? Oh, okay, actually just murdering with the relocate. So again, just no one getting all these kills.
Yeah, he's getting super farmed already, 7-1 and 90 CS. It just seems like that's more of what people are doing at the current moment in time. Like, oh, another one. Nice. Prediction updated.
Need to be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
From that relocate back. Do they have the damage? No such luck. Even the dazzle heal to make sure that no one was fine.
The wall wyvern combo inside of like vacuum and everything. It's pretty devastating for the Wisp, but either way, it's just a Wisp kill. They get the more priority kill on the Tinker beforehand. And yeah, I mean, that's just the way Dota is right now. It's especially after the way that CDEC and MVP kind of entrepreneur to that super aggressive phase with their cores. It's just been pretty much the trend.
Well, nice to see other teams picking it up. So that's what I feel also. The regional qualifiers, we see a huge shift first in the open qualifiers in how there is certainly a meta change, and then even in the regional, and just a big example is the secret use of Elder Titan, forcing other teams like Advenem starting to adopt that. So again, we have this aggressive play by the cores on Vega into Fantastic Five's jungle. FN, of course, has the blink away, so just decides maybe safer to leave.
Got tether.
Oh, the tether, yep, the rockets. He's got Magnetize on, and the dagger won't be a crit, and there's the Kitty healing ward, but Illidan coming in, he wants solo here, he wants to pick him up the Omni Slash, it bounces around, will they be able to get one? Yes, they do. There's the ult coming out from AM as well, and RMN, unfortunately, flapping around inside of a fire. Doxia goes down. RMN, when he wakes up or gets out of that cold embrace, will be dead, and Illidan does have the blink strike to try and get on out.
They're paying pretty heavily with from their greedy draft. FN is just no fear at this point. Level 14 over the level 11 PA carry. And he's just gonna chase him down with stickies.
This is oh goodness.
They actually force a
buys
buyback.
Back. And that's a big old win here for Vega. And FN still doesn't leave, right? He can just blink away. This is
It's only the Earth Spirit. It's all on Yol to get the max amount of disable, but it's not enough. Even that like a 2.5 second stun or 2.25 second stun and a 3 second silence right now, it's not enough to kill this anti-mage unless everybody's focusing him.
oh, they are looking for some dazzle action, but it'll just be a support in exchange for all of those kills they got. And the aggression from Fantastic Five stops there. Oh, I lied. They have a ward up here. They're looking for no one, but he's just gonna spin TP out. Not enough crits coming out of Illidan. Gotta work on that RNG.
Yeah, just Vega making faster moves, quicker moves, and with their lineup they're able to. Just the Juggernaut mid is really paying off. It's giving them a good advantage. He's got double the net worth over the Tinker. Tinker's just about to pick up his bots, but no! He gets relocated on instantly, and he's dead. Solo might actually die to the March.
Tinker has been close to his bots a number of times, I believe. Like, these relocates have been really painful for him. Yol looking for Mag, does get off the silence. Mag's trying to take advantage of the terrain, but won't be able to run far enough. Illidan catching up to him. Oh, while AM is just taking their ancient stack.
He actually stole the whole stack, so I think it was a double, if not, it looked like a double stack. It may have been a triple, but I'm pretty sure it was a double. Either way, yeah, Tinker was 20 gold from his Boots of Travel, and that one ward gets him killed again. So that's probably the most frustrating thing in the world. It definitely triggers the player as well as the team. He's just super close to it, and you just keep getting put off of it over and over and over. It definitely gets into your head.
It's especially funny because Fantastic Five, they are off the back of some really big wins.
Yeah.
So, like you said, surprised they went for this draft. Maybe something they were trying with the Phantom Assassin, but not the place to be trying things, it feels.
No, definitely not. I think the PA and the Tinker just it's too greedy. We've talked about it like many times. Like a couple of these games we've seen people picking like Morphling and stuff too. Like it can work, but you have to play around it really well, and you have to like recognize what the hero actually needs. Like PA requires like one or two items to even be able to come into fights at all. Tinker needs his bots. He needs Blink. He needs like so many different items. You need to wait. So picking both these together is a bit greedy. Game isn't over by any means just yet, but it's looking pretty grim just because of how farmed FN is. And look how he blinks onto the high ground. Doesn't care. Like,
Will take some damage from Phantom Assassin, but just with a blink away, and that rock kick on through, they try to do something. It's Omni Slash instead. Coming around, there's the spin onto RMN. No one just having fun. Solo does end up going down, and there's a beautiful Winter's Curse. Will it be enough?
nice setup for the stun.
Oh, they got the Magnetize on all of them as well. They need to catch one more. The slow onto no one. They kill off the healing ward. Where is Illan? And we need you. Oh no, the TP. Can they get the crit? They got. Oh. Also in a fantastic setup, as you said.
Yeah, using the curse not as a damage method there. It did a decent amount of damage on the anti-mage, but overall just as a setup for Yol to get a beautiful follow-up. Now he's got the max silence, max stun, everything. 4-second silence with a 2.5-second stun. On top of everything else there, they had more than enough damage to take out the anti-mage. So speak of the devil, like I said, you know, game is not over just yet. Fantastic 5 coming back, showing some life, but Tinker still did die during that engagement in the backline somehow to Mag.
Yeah, 2, 6 and 2, 19-minute bots. Hasn't been the easiest game for Tinker after that initial laning phase was pretty chill.
Yeah. Just a little bit too cocky there for that.
But still, that team fight, really big win coming out for Fantastic 5. Good gold swing in their favor, experience too. And of course that also helped Dogseer finish up a blink.
Yeah, and being able to pick up that mid tower too is really important. The little bits of map control are going to help them a lot just because of how much they lost already in this game. And now Vega is actually going straight for a Roshan to get an Arcane Rune on the Juggernaut, so Healing Ward is going to be reduced cooldown. It's up on the high ground as well.
It's not the fault of the Roshan, but they don't have any vision around the pit for Fantastic 5, so unless they're getting position, and their lanes are all pushed up actually, so this is a really nice timing.
Fantastic 5 looks like they know something's up right now. But are they going to make it in time? 2,000 HP. Lucky thing for Vega is that they all are going to be full health, especially coming out of this fight too, so they get it. And PA opts for a Manta style with the Dominator.
Lasso on to Yol at the same time as FN is working on the backline. There's a relocate. Guess who's here? Omni Slash going to be coming out in a second most likely. Yol getting slowed up. He actually takes most of the Omni Slash, so not the best one there. And they're actually trying to run away from the Winter's Curse. Shallow Grave coming out onto the IO. He gets relocated back, and it's just going to be a 1-for-1. I was expecting a lot more out of that fight.
Yeah, but either way, it's good for Vega because of the position that they get the fight. So they don't get the Tinker unfortunately, but getting the Air Spirit, they're able to at least hit the tower a little bit with that healing ward up.
Here comes the Tinker spam trying to get them away from the top. Illidan actually taking a lot of harassment and getting slowed up there. Put his turnaround. Maybe we'll start throwing out some daggers. Him of course does have the Aegis, so not so worried. Yeah, it was a defusal immediately out of no one. Like, wanted defusal.
Yep. It's a build that we've been seeing for a bit. Maybe not every single game, but it's good versus our Spirit, especially because you can move Magnetize now. You can move the silence from yourself as well in case you get caught out. A bunch of different methods as well as having your own type of like solo, not like solo pick-off method, but another form of catch with the Diffusal Blade Purge. And while you're spinning, you can hit people and mana burn them when they're Arctic, whatever, when Cold Embrace. So
yeah.
that's, I mean, it's a little thing, but it is something that you can note out.
It all adds up, and of course, it's a really great stats on that item.
Yeah.
Pasha gonna say hello to Mag. Mag pulling him backwards. Do they have some support? The relocate didn't come in, so just be casual lasso, you know, showing him who's boss.
Must have been some miscommunication or something, because Solo's farming right now in the jungle,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, sometimes, you know, you grab and then you expect your teammates to do stuff. They're actually still hanging out up here.
Oh, they want to go in again. They just scanned.
Okay, yep. FN being a pain. Hopefully
Yeah,
just
but
falling.
that was very weird use of lasso, but is he going to run into RMN? Oh, he is. RMN puts a ward down.
Oh no.
The relocate now.
IO coming in with the Juggernaut, of course. Winter's Curse going out onto Solar, but RNM already very low, gets brought down. And yeah, a bit odd that the Wyvern popped out there.
He got the ward down, at least, I guess. But yeah, he popped out. I don't think he expected. I guess he just expected FN to be that the crazy dude that he is, he's like, ah, he's alone. He's blinking up. He's blinking up into a creep wave. Yeah, this guy's definitely alone. So that's pretty much what he's been doing this entire game. But either way, nice pick off there for Mag. Bottom lane. Omni Slash.
The Omni Slash going through. They need a little bit more damage to blow up the Tinker. That ult will work, and Mag looking for Illidan now. Trying to catch on up. Needs to get closing the gap and can't quite. So.
Oh, thank God for his helmet-dominated range creep right there.
Oh, Yol, he gets blocked out on the roll. They're going to be able to catch him out here, taking a lot of damage from the spin. And Yol, one more auto attack, he turns invisible. It isn't going to work out. Heal coming out. That Rider has the blink, and he reached the lasso. He knocks him back with a flame break, and holy Hannah. Illidan actually going back in. Knight just grab him, but he can't.
He tried, but he was a little bit reluctant on grabbing it first, so that hesitation lets him not get the grab.
Illidan is
blinking in, and this guy doesn't care.
It is Illidan.
It is Illidan, but...
Can we discuss how the AM has 4,000 gold, 4,500? What is your GPM AM? I don't know where I put that hotkey. Oh, just a casual 730. That's fine.
Yeah, he's having a great game, and the Aegis should be ticking out really soon, so he's going to have an item slot opened up and deciding what he wants to do, and it looks like it's going to be that butterfly.
So obviously Fantastic 5, they're a bit in the hole, 10,000 gold at 25 minutes in. Also about 10,000 experience. Do they just need to sit back and farm, or is Smoke Gang getting them back into the game? What would you recommend?
I don't really know, to be honest, just because this Tinker is so far behind. Sure, the PA and the Darkseer are having pretty decent games, but Tinker having 6,000 or 7,000 net worth at this point is, it's really not good. And they're trying a lot. They're committing a lot to try to help him out too. They put 3 wards defensively to just like watch the entrances of their jungle so that he can farm it out, but either way, he's not finding the opportunities to. So they have to get some either wombo combo opportunities with Darkseer and the Winter Wyvern, and hope that Vega just oversteps their bounds once that Aegis is down. But it's still going to be extremely difficult to bring down that anti-mage, especially now that he has Butterfly too.
Yeah, this anti-mage is huge, and good luck to Fantastic 5. Maybe one of the best bets is hoping that Vega do overextend. Meanwhile, Fantastic 5, they are smoked up, desperately looking for one in that bottom lane. They won't find it. Instead, they'll get the tower push, but looks like they're trading it for a tier 2 up in top.
Yeah, that tier 1 bottom tower is absolutely useless at this point for Radiant, so them ditching it is perfectly fine. 26 minutes in, you usually see that tower go down by like the 9 to 10 minute mark in an average game lately. Especially
Omni Slash on the back line. BZZ able to wander away thanks to the Guardian Greaves, but again, just taking so much damage. Illidan actually aggressively jumping in. Needs to launch Machine's cover, and they're going to pull Pasha back. He doesn't have back here. He won't even be able to drop the wall. AM just ulting him to the face, and they back on out.
Yep, smart by Vega. Force the buyback, get out. They know that's the only way that they can really lose this game is if they make massive mistakes and overcommit. And yeah, they take a kill on the Darkseer, who's pretty much the most impactful hero that Fantastic 5 have had so far.
Yeah, it's looking grim. As you said, normally you're sitting there going, hey, you got Tinker for the high ground, but I'm just not sure that this Tinker can do too much. And also the AM doesn't super care at this point. He's getting pretty big and not having to, I mean, always march is a pain, but not as much for this AM. The quick, immediate blink away from Darkseer.
Yeah, and Vega gets 2 very aggressive wards down, so they're going to be able to see the movements of Fantastic 5 leaving the base during this moment for the next couple minutes.
Jug also got his hands on a DD, but unfortunately really far away. I think a bit too far to do anything.
Fen does get stunned up here. His Manta is cooldown.
Will they be able to smack it? He just goes for the TP away.
They get the curse.
He can still blink. IO
and there's the reload. So, goodbye, Wisp. It's been nice to know you. Might as well try your TP. Let's see if he does it. 3 seconds. He's trying it. He did it too soon. He's not going to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Very close. He did it at the 4-second mark. You usually have to do it like right as it hits 3 seconds, and you have a super small window of actually getting it off. But either way, props to him for actually trying it out.
Again, we just go back to hoping that, or for F5's sake, hoping that Vega overextend, and otherwise, Vega should be easily able to finish up this long tower.
Yeah. And they know the curse is down for a little bit longer, so they can
Dire's middle tower.
be a little bit free of making moves. Mag has his gem picked up, he has Lasso. Are they going to find anybody here? They find the Tinker again!
Oh gosh, not the Tinker. He's getting so low. They don't even bother to use the Mana Void. They are just smacking away at people. It's so frustrating if you're that Tinker, and that's the high ground defense.
Yeah, they now have a little bit of a window to get some damage on that tower.
A little bit of a window is no one just going right up there.
Yeah, and FN jumps into the top lane at the same time.
Oh, they actually just flunked in to kill the poor cat. Yeah, FN took that whole thing, so
Is under attack.
good job. Do you think this just comes down to Fantastic Five not drafting well? Like, what? I know you were not a fan of the Phantom Assassin coming out.
I mean, maybe it's just a personal thing. I just feel like the hero's still a bit weak in comparison to these other cores that people are picking up. He takes a lot of time to build up, and overall the hero just the stat gain. You have one of the lowest strength gains, I'm pretty sure, out of like any of the carries. Here comes another relocate, brings him out. Very nice play there from Solo. Yeah, they have a very greedy draft. Like I was saying, it's just like it's so much on the Earth Spirit to make all of the plays on the map, and it's like Earth Spirit and Pasha are pretty much the ones who have all the burden.
No one in a bit of a bad spot, but never mind. His team's wrapping around from behind. There is the Omni Flash. It's hitting onto Illidan. He will be ready to fight Illidan up, and Illidan goes down. Lasso helping out there. I'm going to do a good amount of damage to Sioma, but whatever. You may kill your support. You're going to end up killing everybody else. There's the spin, and Pasha, will he be able to? No. Not able to get the cooldown and blink away.
He actually would have. That's pretty funny. Sioma would have lived, but FN walked into range of the curse and just walks in and kills his buddy. So that was kind of funny to see, but either way, huge win there from Vega. They're at the gates as well. They have all the objectives taken. Yeah, Fantastic Five have no buyback.
I don't know what to say other than I wish this is the Vega that had showed up earlier.
Is there no way that they can come back, right? They're just completely out,
so
right?
I don't want to say, I haven't checked if they're 100% out. There could be some really weird tiebreakers, right?
Yeah, maybe if they go 5 and 5 and everybody else just like they all go 5. So they're not out by any means, I guess. I guess they're not completely out, but they are, 2 and 5.
And it's fate no longer in your hands, almost, right?
Yeah.
Other people do need to fail for them to succeed.
Yeah, they need to not only succeed, but other teams need to drop the ball a bit for them to actually have a chance of being able to go inside some like tiebreakers in any way.
They do manage to get themselves a full set of racks in the mid lane and of course the melee on bottom, so good times there.
This game's honestly, I think it's pretty over. Like,
I mean, we have a over 30,000 when this thing graph cools down net worth lead for Vega, and also trouble with clearing supers on Fantastic Five. I think it can launch and lay it all down. Maybe this touching is going to get farmed because the creeps will always get its door.
Yeah, but this is the desperation smoke right here. It even gets spotted out by the anti-mage illusions. But Vega's already gonna have the Roshan. They have Batrider in position to break the smoke and to get a pick off. So he's got the BKB too.
Looking for the blink in. Actually, not quite looking for it. There's gonna be rockets flying over, but there's not enough. Illidan ripped apart there. Pasha eating the Omni Slash. And like you said, that may just be it. Holy Hannah, look at all the health they took. GG's are cold. They, at the end there, FN 3-shot Tinker.
Yeah, FN as well, also having an MKB and a Moonshard eaten. He pretty much just jumped on top of PA and killed him in 3 hits as well. So just overall, an incredible amount of just team performance from Vega. Got our predictions right. I chose 9 to 12. What the hell? But I got all my predictions right.
Yeah,
I mean,
those. You got all the predictions right. I'm just shocked at Vega showing up and Fantastic Five having a bit of trouble. So not going to be that easy win for the Open Qualifier winner of Fantastic Five.
Yep.
Either way, folks, we get a short break here. There will be more Dota coming up right next. We have got Alliance versus Power Rangers. Another sad story there is I believe Alliance are actually... well, actually, maybe they're in the same bucket now.
They're kind of in the same bucket, but they have 6 losses. So it makes it a little bit different, where Vega only has 5. Vega is now 3 and 5. Alliance is 4 and... As long as it's up... Let me make sure.
No, it can't be... That can't be right.
Can't be right?
No, because otherwise they wouldn't be playing another game. Yeah, there we go. Alliance is 4-4.
What?
Yeah, somebody missed.
Somebody made a big mistake.
Right. So, and now we've got Vega sitting at 3-5. So...
Alliance is 4-4, Vegas 3-5. Alliance can still, they can still come in, but it's...
Yeah. They need to, and Power Rangers is at 3-4, so Alliance need to win this one. Power Rangers need to win this one. Game is hard.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Bottom line.
folks, it's gonna come down probably to tiebreakers. Let's go to a short break. We'll see you again soon.